everybody. Today we are out and about again, and we are going to learn a little bit about our local fire department. Today with us is Steve. He is going to talk to us a little bit about the truck. All right.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you. My name's Steve Ray. I'm the Assistant Chief of the Greenwich Tri-Community Fire Department in Greenwich. This is our oldest truck to date. We're getting ready to try and make enough money to buy a new truck. We're looking at several $100,000. All this has everything that we need for putting out a house fire. It's got 1,000 gallons of water on it. We've got several hundred feet of hose on it, ladders, air packs, everything that we need to be at your house if you have a fire, the very first thing.
Okay, what is all the valves and...
All of this is everything that somebody needs to know how to get water to come from this truck to the house, to the end of the hose for the house fire. And everything's pretty much labeled, tells everybody what we need to do, and where the water's going to go. It's all contained into one vehicle. We have two of these trucks, but we use one at a time usually, unless it's a big fire, and then we've got everything we got going to it. It's a simple thing, but it takes us. We have to have almost 50 hours worth of training, and then every 4 years we got to have another 50 hours almost of training. So it's just not something you do once and you're done with it. You got to continuously be educated on fires. We have all sorts of different places, all different types of connections. So we hook hoses, big ones to little ones to great big ones. We have air packs. We have 4 packs on this truck, and we have extra bottles, about 30 minutes worth of air in each bottle.
How much does one of those weigh? Like, how much does your whole set weigh?
Everything on, we're probably going to have 40 pounds worth of equipment between our air packs, our pants and boots and coats and hats. It's just probably 40 pounds. And we got all sorts of different things. We've got airbags, we've got a generator for our lights. We have, on the other side, we have our jaws. We've got everything, everything's on this truck that we need to have for a fire. Chainsaws.
How long have you been a firefighter?
Since 1981.
Ooh.
Almost 40 years.
That's a long time. And what is your favorite thing about your job?
Helping people, teaching kids how to stay away from fires, how to prevent fires. Most of our education is fire prevention, not anything about the fire, but more of the prevention of the fires.
How do you become a firefighter? What would you tell the little ones today?
You got to be 21 years old, and you need to go to a schooling. The EHOV has a schooling for volunteers. They have a schooling for full-time, part-time, and for volunteers. It's all different lengths of time. And then you find a fire department that really wants to have somebody. Everybody wants somebody, but do we need them? And that's what you got to have, somebody that needs you.
What would you tell the children if they see a fire?
Get away from it. All the kids have been educated for the most part. With what we have done is teach them to have a place of safety. If they have a house fire, stay away from the fire, get to their place of safety, and wait for mom and dad or for the fire department to come.
Okay. Last question. It's the hardest one. What is your favorite ice cream? That's it. I told you it was hard. All right. We took cards. We did coloring pages through our community, And this is then for you. Thank you for all that you do for us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right, up next is the EMS station. Hey everybody, I am now at the EMS station here in Greenwich, and we are going to talk to Kathy, who's going to tell us all about being an EMS.
Hi. Hi there. How are you guys?
We are good.
Hey, thanks for coming. My name is Kathy. I'm one of the medics that work down here. We work 24-hour shifts, 24 on, 48 off. So there's 3 of us. We're by ourselves. The run volume is not that big down here. So we respond in this 4-wheel drive vehicle. It's a command unit. And it has everything in here that I need. I respond to the scene. And we do have we have a paramedic and EMT that also live down here. And if they're home and they get the page, they will come and they will get the ambulance and they respond to the scene. And then we would transport. Otherwise, a truck would come down from Norwalk. But once I arrive on scene, I can stabilize the patient. I've got vitals. I've got the monitor. I can do the IV. I can basically get everything done and stabilize them until backup comes. But I have everything in here that I would need. I usually walk in. This is the monitor that we have. This is Zoll. It's amazing. It does all the bells and whistles. Okay. This is my trauma bag. It's got the oxygen. Another set of the blood pressure cuff. This takes automatic blood pressures and stuff, but sometimes I like to get a manual. Okay. This is my drug box. Whatever I would need to do with ACLS drugs, be it anything from an allergic reaction to stroke symptoms or cardiac arrest, whatever we need to do. I've got a pediatric bag. When they tone me out, if I know it's a pediatric patient, I'll grab the peds bag to do that. Other equipment, an MBA bag. The red bag is just I have C-collars in there if we need that. Traction splints, just anything that you would need just to get things started if we had to. Let's see what else. These are our new coats. These are awesome, right? You can see me a mile away.
Yes.
Okay, but I feel like the Michelin Man that if I fall down, you're going to have to help me get up. Okay. So if you want to see the big truck, what I really miss, I'm on my 40th year of doing this. What I really miss is every year I do Safety Town with the kids going into kindergarten, and this year I couldn't do it because of COVID. And it just broke my heart. 15 years I've been doing it where we do it down at the community center, and we have 4 days where I've organized it, and one day we have the ambulance come down, one day the police department, one day the fire department, and then the school bus comes down too. But the kids go through the squad. I want them to be aware, to not be afraid of it, right? That we have a uniform on, we're good strangers, they can come to us if they need it. So basically, I let the kids come in, we put them on the cot. I tell them, you got seatbelts because you got seatbelts in your car. So you have to have seatbelts on the cot. It's bolted to the floor. They're not going to go anywhere. They love it. I put C-collars on them. We practice with that. I tell them what everything is. Yes, we have needles. Okay. But we tell them sometimes you have to have a shot, to help you feel better and stuff like that. And there's whatever is in that truck is duplicated in here. So, like sometimes we do get back-to-back calls. So if somebody else would come down, then maybe I could go with them, and Brian, who's our medic in town, could take that truck and respond too. So with COVID, we have protocols, N95 masks we wear with all our patients. We do have these pretty cool face shields now, okay, just in case. Because you got to worry about the secretions and you worry about aerosols. So it has changed some things that we do, but like I said, we operate under these protocols and we do the best we can. And I love it. I love my job.
I just going to ask you, what's your favorite part of your job?
I've delivered 5 baby boys. Yeah. But I think the favorite part is the kids when I can do do the safety town stuff or stuff like this, to make people aware, because the kids are scared, because usually I don't allow parents to ride back here with them because then I have two patients.
Right.
I have to take care of the kid and then I have to take care of the parent. So depending on how they do, depending on how the child would do, but I must be doing something right because I really like it. So,
If one of the children that are listening want to be an EMS, what do they need to do?
okay. Well, they have to be a high school graduate. Okay, they have to be 18 years of age. They would go to EMT school first. There's 3 levels of EMS. There's a basic EMT, there's an advanced EMT, and there's a paramedic. The basic EMT is where they would start. There's classes at EHOBE. As a matter of fact, Brian Hammond is an instructor at EHOBE. So they would start with that. I can't tell you how long the class time is because when I took it a while ago, it was like 3 months, and it is considerably longer now. Okay, but they would start and they'd learn basic first aid and skills, and if they wanted to move on and go to paramedic school, that's another almost probably a year and a half of training between clinical hours, and then we have to maintain continuing education too. I have to have 93 hours every 3 years of continuing education. And we would love it, And now that everybody coming in is just a newer, younger group now. So I pride myself. I am the only person here that has been here since day one that is working full time.
Wow.
I know. I know. People in Greenwich think I live here. But I enjoy it.
That's good.
It is. So.
If one of the children sees somebody choking, what would you tell them to do?
Okay, depending on the age of the child, because I teach first aid. I also teach first aid and CPR, and I do Girl Scout troops, Boy Scout troops. Tell the kids, call 911. Okay, if they are able, to get their arms around them, okay, around their belly, just by their belly button, and push up. I'll teach the kids that, and kids have done that. I've taught classes where they've called me, and the one little girl saved her grandma who was choking because she did that. So, but the big thing, is to call 911 in any emergency. Okay, don't be afraid of that. Get an adult. Okay, but yeah, they can save somebody from choking. It's easy to do.
Let's see here. Last question. This one's the hardest. I asked Steve, and he had a hard time with it. What is your favorite candy bar? I know. Tough.
Reese cup.
Reese.
That's a Reese cup. So, but I will tell you with the kids though, we are teaching kids CPR, hands only CPR.
Oh, really?
Okay, because it could save a life.
How?
It could save a life.
When you do your safety towns, you're teaching, or is that a special
They're a
class
little bit
that they can
younger.
get into?
They're a little bit younger. Usually when they're about 5th or 6th grade, we'll teach them. Hands only CPR is everywhere. You go to the airport and they now have the AED and they have a mannequin right there, and they show you how to do that. So it's so important.
Awesome.
I invite any kids to come. I will teach anybody.
Okay, well, the community took together a bunch of coloring pages, and because we wanted to say thank you for all that you do, and so here it is.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
We appreciate you.
Oh, we appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys. So, thank you guys so much. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having us. All right, last place is the police department. We will head over there next.
Hey everybody, we are at our last stop, which is the police department, and we are going to talk to Chief Dorsey. He's going to explain to us about the department and perhaps maybe even a car. All right, hi, how are
Hi.
you?
Good.
Thank you for joining us.
Welcome. What we're going to talk about, I'm sure you kids already know, we wear the mask because of the pandemic that's going on. And we want to keep each other's germs off of each other. And it's safe practice for right now. Hopefully, they'll get something that we won't have to do this. But for right now, wear your mask. Okay. What this is my office here. It's a little messy because I multitask. I do a lot of things at the same time all the time. And I know exactly where everything's at, believe it or not. If somebody moves it, I'll never find it. So I should be a little bit neater, but I'm not, and that's okay. I usually clean it up for people. So if we want to move along, in the police department, go to this way. In the police department, what we have here, this would be our lobby. In our lobby area, we have people that come in, and then we talk to them here. We don't let them in the police department unless we invite them in. And then once we invite them in, then we put them in certain areas. They can't go wherever they want to. So here, you know, we can look outside, see what's going on. And a lot of officers have said here, the computer will do our work, copy machines, the radio for the police, and their cars and telephones and filing cabinets. So this is what this office is mainly used for. If we go back this way. Okay, to your left, this is our locker room. The officers, again, this is where they keep their uniforms and their equipment. A lot of police officers don't take their equipment home. They store them in these lockers, and they usually don't take them home. In the lockers, we don't have enough lockers, but we have enough for people that want to keep them here. Okay, over here, see those vests there? These are body armor. This is body armor, body armor. What the officers do, they wear this over their shirts, and it'll stop most bullets. It'll stop a knife. But they're very heavy. They weigh about probably 8 to 9 pounds. And you know, in the summertime, we really get hot in them in the summertime. But you know, this is what, like I said, they have to wear this whenever they go outside to greet the public. They usually have this on. Okay, and this room right here, it's just a shower in there. Now you wonder, why does the police department have a shower? The reason being is sometimes we get very dirty, or we're contaminated by the pandemic, by the coronavirus, and this is where we detox ourselves. We go in here to get all the germs off of us and change the clothes, and that's why we have the shower. Okay. Okay, right here, this is our, this is where most of the officers work. We're not allowed to bring people in this room, but you guys can come on in because I'm with you. Since I'm with you in this room, nobody's allowed in here unless they're with a police officer. The reason being is we have our arms room here. This is where we keep all of our firearms, ammunition. Normally that door is locked, but I left it open so you could see a little bit in there. And it's usually locked under key. You need a key to get in there. This is where most of the officers do their reports, right here. They work on the reports. This is our schedule when the officers work. We have like a little kitchen because sometimes we get hungry and things aren't open 24 hours a day in Greenwich. So they'll buy things and we'll store it. The officers are pretty good without eating other officers' food, but sometimes they do. And then I have to scold them. Okay? Again, in here, one of the big reasons, what comes up on the computer, we can't show to anyone. We would get in big trouble from the state of Ohio if we showed things. So that's why this is restricted to people coming in. Okay, let's go back here. So what this is the regular restroom. It's for, again, for male, female. And when you go in there, you lock the door so nobody disturbs you. And here, okay, what we have here, this is our interview room. In the interview room, we don't have anything on the table. That's not supposed to be there, but it is. But we bring people in here to interview them, and we can't have any distractions. So that's why this room's pretty empty. If we look up in here at that camera, right there, the camera in the corner, it's recording us right now as we speak. We can wave to the police officers when we look at it. It comes on as soon as somebody walks into the room, and then when we leave the room, it goes off. If some people have too much to drink and drive, what we do, we have to run a test on them. This machine right here runs a test. And that machine, the officers have to be trained on how to do that. And then with that machine, we, like I said, it says that they drank a little bit too much and they shouldn't have been driving. And with that, this is our evidence room. Once again, if people have evidence, there's only 2 officers that are allowed in here. That's myself and another officer. So what we do, we don't work 24 hours a day, so the officers can put evidence into this drawer, which drops down in the room.
Oh, neat.
And that way we don't have to let them in. Now, we have to inventory everything in that room, and we can't come up short. We get things like money, clothes, bats, balls, guns. We get all kinds of things in there, and it's evidence that we need for a criminal trial. Okay, we go out here. Okay, we have our radios. The officers are required to have a portable radio when they go out. And this is used for when we're in our car, we can still talk to people. Gloves are really important right now. These gloves are special gloves. They're very thick. And the reason they're so thick is because when we search people, we don't want to get stabbed by needles and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
Okay, so they're a thicker ply glove. Okay, come on out. Of course, we all need flashlights at night. You know, I won't tell you, but one night I forgot to get a flashlight. But because I work days all the time, so I forget sometimes. But I was saved because in our cruisers, we also have flashlights. So if the cruiser light goes dead, we come in here and get one of these and go back out. First aid kits. There's first aid kits in every car. Plus we have it in here in case one of us officers get hurt. I don't know what they would do to get hurt, but sometimes they do. Okay, come on out. Okay, with this here, this is one of our cruisers. Inside the cruiser, it's like a little office for the officers. There's their bag. It's got every report that you possibly want in there, or forms. It's got Lysol wipes that we wipe our hands and wipe down the car every time we get in it. The computer right there. The computer in the car is the same type of computer in the office. We can get into all our reports on that computer and type on that computer. We can type all of our reports also. It's not very comfortable writing your reports in the car, and plus I don't encourage it a lot because it distracts the officer. They're typing away and something might be happening that they're not seeing. So I don't allow them, I mean, if they want to come in and type their reports, they can. Okay, and then you have the lights. I'll turn the lights on for you.
Awesome. I was hoping so.
These are the lights. They're very bright. It's hard to see a lot at night, especially they blind you and they also blind the officers. But as far as safety, so people in the road can see us and they get away from us or go to the left around us. But that's why they're as light as they are. And the same's in the back. Now, if you want to hear the siren, hold your ears. Hold your ears. Okay, that's the siren. When we do the siren, it makes different tones, different noises. And it's to warn people to get out of the way. Sometimes it sounds like music, but it's not, and we can do different tones. And like I said, the different tones doesn't mean anything different. It's just as, sometimes it tells people to pull over. We go like chirp, chirp. That means, get out of our way. If it's a constant siren, that means that we got to get to where we're going in a hurry. Okay? We have another cruiser over there, same thing. It's an older one. Okay, this is an older cruiser, which it does the same thing. This is a new one. We have another one just like this in the other garage that we have. This one there is my cruiser. That's an old one. We're going to get rid of that probably in January because it's too old and ugly. Okay. At the police department, when you come here, you don't see cruisers outside because council and the mayor, they require us to park them in a garage. We have a garage here and a garage next door where we can park 4 cruisers in a garage. So, and that makes them last longer. Okay. So I hope you guys are doing well, and hopefully we'll get through this pandemic all together, and you kids be safe out there.
Okay, I have a couple questions. How do I want to become a policeman? How do I do that? What do I need to do?
Okay, if you want to become a policeman or a police officer, what you have to do is, of course, you have to graduate high school, and then you have to have at least a high school diploma, be 21 years old. They really don't recommend a associate's or bachelor's degree. However, what they do once they hire you, a lot of police agencies will pay for that bachelor's and associate's degree, and just wait and let them pay for it instead of you paying for it. So that's what you have to do. You have to go to a police academy. The police academy in the state of Ohio is 800 hours. So you're going to go about 9 months at a police academy. And there's 8 different things that you have to pass where you fail the police academy. And the biggest one, we have a physical fitness program you have to pass. Firearms you got to pass. First aid you got to pass. OVI people, the machine I showed you, you got to pass. Building searches, there's just numerous things that you have to pass successfully. And that's how you become a police officer. Once you pass the police academy and score a passing score on the state test, then you're qualified to be a police officer. And then a police agency will hire you. And you become a commissioned police officer. That means you're a police officer.
What would you tell the children to do if they see a crime in progress?
If you see a crime in progress, get away from it. Remember what you see if you can, and then go to your parents or go to an adult and let them be beside you and help you, protect you. You don't want to get involved in it, but watch and remember what you see. But go to a parent or an adult that can protect you if they need be.
Very good advice. Okay, what is the best thing about your job?
The best thing about my job, I used to say, is to help people. And I've been a policeman since 1975. Well, helping people, you know what? I used to say that, and I still say that. I still like helping people. The best thing about it is you do help people, and you got a lot of freedom. You got a lot of power and a lot of freedom that makes the job as they do their jobs, and then everything's okay. And that's why mainly is because I still like helping people.
Awesome. Okay, last question. It's a hard one. If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
My superpower, what would it be? Honestly, my superpower would be nobody would hurt in the world.
Very awesome.
Nobody would hurt.
That's a good one. All right. On behalf of the community, we want to give you this. It is a thank you note for how much we appreciate you and what you guys do for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed our story time. Be safe, be healthy, and I'll see you next time. Bye.